I decided to escape the modern city and spend the winter in our family cabin in the cold, frigid northeastern area of Montana. The nearest neighbor is a 45-minute drive on my snowmobile. I also have a satellite phone for emergencies, which would take the nearest emergency helicopter at least 2 hours to arrive. I settled in for the night and decided to read a survival book I picked up at the local garage sale in my hometown for $1. It was around 9 p.m. when I heard a young, soft female voice outside.
Is anybody here?
The hairs on the back of my neck instantly stood up as I knew anybody outside would die without instant shelter, and the nearest human would be a 5-hour hike on foot. I grabbed my shotgun and went to the loft area of the cabin to look outside the small window up top. I could see nothing but darkness and my snowmobile completely covered in snow. My grandpa had told me about stories of unknown creatures in the wilderness that will mimic the voice of people you know in an attempt to lure you out of your shelter. I came back downstairs when I heard 2 loud bangs on the front door of the cabin, as if they were trying to break the door down. I immediately grabbed my satellite phone to call for help, but there was no signal due to heavy snowstorms. I turned off all the lights and got in bed with my shotgun in hand. The next morning, I woke up to the noise of a truck outside my cabin. It was a forest ranger, but the officer was wearing normal hiking clothes. He was not in uniform. I ran outside and explained the entire situation to the officer, and he offered to give me a ride back to town and warm up. I grabbed my backpack and locked up the cabin and jumped in the back seat of the officer's truck. We drove in silence for 10 minutes, when suddenly the officer says,
Is anybody here?